camera. You give it off, give it off, down.
Hello everyone, I am Alex Navarro and welcome to a bone-chillingly plausible edition of the Besties here on Screen.com. This is where we, the winners of Screen, call it our very favorite films of all time and put them up in the lovely glass display case that is the internet, where everyone can see them and marvel at their awesomeness. Now, given our theme of alien invasion this week, not to mention the entire world's current fascination with the human cocaine cannonball of porn star kidnapping and self-aggrandizing psychosis that is Charlie Sheen, I felt this no better time than to dig into the deepest, darkest crevice of my minor classic section of my DVD shelf and yank out the 1996 sci-fi thriller The Arrival. Yes, this paranoid alien invasion film stars the man currently at the center of a self-destructive, media-fueled firestorm, and serves as a reminder that before he was entirely driven by the desire to bang goddesses and win at stuff, Sheen was actually a pretty charismatic and fun actor to watch on screen. Written and directed by David Twohy, who you may alternately love or hate depending on whether you saw Pitch Black or The Chronicles of Riddick first, The Arrival is less the kind of bang bang, all humans die in fiery explosions kind of invasion flick, and more the subversive, conspiracy-driven kind.
Until I know what's going on here.
Look, it sounds nuts, but I know what I saw. I know why they're here. I know about the poppy field in the Arctic, their whole master plan about the air and the...
It's the sort of alien invasion movie a more science fiction obsessed Alfred Hitchcock might have made in another life. One where the story centers on a seemingly unhinged protagonist who is the only one who knows what's really going on, while no one around him will believe him, and seemingly everyone is out to get him. Sheen plays the only in the movies named Zane Zeminski, a low-level NASA scientist who spends his working days manning a radio tower somewhere out in the great southwestern nothingness. He and his cohort spend all of their time looking for radio signals from other worlds, a profession marred by constant, unrelenting failure. That is, of course, until one fateful night when he actually catches a signal.
Phase two.
Zeminski, who is understandably pumped about finding apparent evidence of alien life, excitedly brings it to his NASA boss, played by one of the great all-time stoic bad guys, Ron Silver. Now, when you're bringing something so seemingly life-altering and amazing to friggin' Ron Silver, you can assume that things are not going to go the way you hope they will. Not only does Silver promptly fire Zane, citing budget cuts, he lies to him and tells him that he will take the recording and show it to someone else. But instead, this sends the already slightly manic Zeminski completely over the rails.
Why are you telling them lies about me?
I said now, let's go.
Why?
Let's go, come on.
Why?
Unable to find work in proper scientific anything, Zeminski instead takes a job as a satellite dish repairman and ingeniously strings together a number of TV dishes to try and recapture the signal. Which he does, but not from the same source he originally found.
Calvin and I saw.
This sends Zane on a mission to Mexico, where, with the help of a lady geologist, he uncovers a massive conspiracy. Factories, which seem to manufacture nothing but greenhouse gases, are being run by aliens disguised as humans. Not only is global warming real, it's manufactured, and not by man, but by extraterrestrials. Now, back in the mid-90s, long before Al Gore had stabbed us all in the brains with guilt-inducing PowerPoint presentations about the evils of global warming, the whole thing was still kind of a scientific buzzword. It was like a concept that people were debating, but few people really seemed to have like a super firm grasp on. Suffice it to say, it was the perfect kind of apocalyptic science for sci-fi terror. Twohy's script is sharp, simultaneously because the conspiracy itself has this air of plausibility to it, despite, aliens and stuff, but also because it makes the adventures of Zane Zeminski feel like super real. Some of the credit is certainly due to Sheen, who somehow manages to play a nerdy, antisocial scientist and actually make it wholly believable, not to mention exude actual fear at the sight of a goddamned alien. But Twohy also manages to mostly avoid turning Zeminski into a ridiculous action hero. He always seems ill-suited to the combat situations he periodically finds himself in, and his travails around the alien gas factories are fraught with legitimately exciting peril. That lack of invulnerability to Zeminski actually makes the tension a great deal more effective than in many other movies like this. Twohy relies very heavily on paranoia and a pervasive feeling of dread to drive the movie forward, rather than any absurd action set pieces. This is very much Sheen's starring movie, but there's actually a pretty strong supporting cast around him. Silver is stone fucking cold as his NASA boss man, who clearly has a hand in the world-destroying shenanigans going on, especially after we discover the Mexican Ron Silver walking around. Elsewhere, Zemeckis is backed up by a pair of women. The aforementioned geologist played by Lindsay Krause, that sadly is really not long for the movie. And Zane's long-suffering girlfriend, played by a very young, pre-anything Fokker-related Terry Polo. She spends most of the movie trying to talk Zane out of everything he believes in, and actually serves as kind of an interesting presence since you can never quite tell if she's genuinely concerned or actually just out to get him like everyone else. There's also a plucky kid, Kiki, because, well, of course there is.
So do they got these little flashlight fingers that,
Though The Arrival was well received critically in its time, it didn't exactly set the box office on fire. The movie had the distinct misfortune of coming out within 2 months of the alien invasion juggernaut that was Independence Day. The Arrival did come out first, but by then the ID4 marketing blitz was in full swing, and a low-key paranoid thriller just couldn't possibly compete with Will Smith and his Welcome to Earthisms.
Welcome to Earth.
Aha, but now, with public interest in all things Sheen seemingly revived for, let's just say like another 15 minutes or so, what better time than now to give this near-forgotten sci-fi gem a shot? In going back to watch this for this feature, I was actually legitimately shocked how well it held up. And, you know, I think that's the staple of a good thriller. No matter the time and the place, the threat always still feels real. And that's gonna do it for another Besties entry. Hit up the comments and share your thoughts about The Arrival and its place among the many, many films of the alien invasion genre. And try to keep them actually about the movie and not Charlie Sheen's chicanery. We're already making like 3 posts a day where you can comment on that stuff, so just keep it over there. Once again, I've been Alex Navarro, reminding you that old dudes with puppets are never, ever to be trusted.